That music is all they have. Your hand is staining my window.
Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is not a movie that many people in my generation have seen. It won Best Picture the year that it came out. It's an absolutely fantastic film with Jack Nicholson. But I think the standout of that movie is the character of Nurse Ratched. She's just such an evil bitch. And like the whole time you're watching the movie, you just kind of just like, can someone please just kill this lady? Like the performance is so well done, and just the way that the character is written, how she's just ruthless and mean to the patients that are in this asylum. And part of the reason the movie was made was to bring light and attention to how people were treated in those types of facilities. And when you just see the relentless treatment in Nurse Ratched, but behind the mask of someone who pretends to care, and you have someone in the asylum from the perspective of Jack Nicholson's character who just sees right through her bullshit, and just the way that she's able to manipulate.
If Mr. McMurphy doesn't want to take his medication orally, I'm sure we can arrange that he can have it some other way.
And be the way who she is, it's so aggravating. Like every time she's on screen, you just get this feeling of hatred in your chest. And it's just so annoying, but in a good way. Like, she's a great villain.
The evil, a fantastic antagonist. What I love so much about it is, similar to The Usual Suspects, you don't truly see the evil. It's just a force, it's a presence, it's literally the camera chasing other characters around. Now, when it possesses people, it becomes the Deadites, which is kind of like its puppets.
Spades. Queen of spades. Four of hearts. Eight of spades. Two spades. Jack of diamonds. Jack of clubs.
And it is just absolutely terrifying. And whenever the evil possesses people, it's fantastic. They are like the comedic relief, like in Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. It screams, "Dead by Dawn! Dead by Dawn!" Fantastic. In the remake, the 2013 remake, whenever she's down in the cellar talking to her brother, she's like, "Oh, why don't you come down here so I can suck your cock, pretty boy?" Like, it just, like, it antagonizes people, and it has so much fun because it feels like, because the evil is evil, like, it has its presence. It wants to rule the world. It wants to take over everything and kill everything. And while it's doing that, it has fun with the people that it comes across, the people it interacts with. Like, it messes with them because it knows that it has control over the situation.
Do you go out with friends?
Well, a boy's best friend is his mother.
Now we're going to talk about Mrs. Bates from Psycho. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking that I'm being a little deceivious, but not really, because that unnecessary scene at the end of the movie where a psychologist explains for about 15 minutes what a certain disease is, I'm technically right. So Mrs. Bates is the antagonist in Psycho. She, does not like the fact that her poor little Norman is hitting on women in the motel and decides to just take them out for herself. You have the iconic shower scene, you have Hitchcock's masterful direction, and the amazing duality of that character is just unbelievable. And, when everything wraps up in that movie and you see what's going on, it's just a complete jaw-on-the-floor moment if you've never seen it. And part of the reason is because of the incredible antagony of Mrs. Bates.
The last person on my list, which I will rank them number one, is the Shape, or Michael Myers, from the original Halloween. Speaking strictly for that Michael Myers, and I'll talk more about the first one and the second one. You in the first movie, you don't know anything about him other than his name, Michael Myers, and that he killed his sister at the very beginning. That is all you know. That's all you need to know about him. And whenever you find out about who he really is through Dr. Loomis, who was his therapist while he was locked up. And the way he describes him is perfect. It's so chilling to hear Dr. Loomis talk about Michael Myers, that he looked into his eyes and he saw nothing but pure
evil.
And whenever he's talking to the sheriff, and the sheriff's just kind of blowing it off like, oh, it's whatever, man, it's Halloween, like, whatever, forget about it. And he's like, death has come to your little town, sheriff. It is absolutely chilling to hear him say that about Michael Myers. You see in the way he moves, it's very methodical. He has a goal, he wants to kill, that's what he's gonna do, and he's gonna succeed. You cannot stop him, bullets don't stop him. Michael Myers is evil, he is the Shape. You can't stop him. That's why he is my favorite antagonist of all time.
And finally, I'm going to talk about, and all of you kind of knew this was coming, the shark from Jaws.
Slow ahead. I can go slow ahead. Come on down and chump some of this shit.
Who Steven Spielberg did name Bruce after his lawyer, but in the movie I just like to consider it the shark because of the way that it's described in the film. This thing, you know, for the first half of the movie is just literally the camera, much like the evil from Evil Dead. And, you know, when it's stalking and murdering people, it's, you know, it has the whole town on edge. You know, you have the mayor who just wants to see the town succeed, refuses to close the beaches. And, you know, it takes the human characters in that movie to really kind of step forth in their mission to take this threat out. You know, the threat just happens to be a 25-foot big boy in the water who won't stop eating people. And then in the second half of the movie, when you get to see this damn thing go after them, it's still terrifying. You know, the way this thing moves, the way the camera moves around it, and, you know, I think Matt Hooper in the movie describes the shark in the best way. You know, what we're dealing with here is a miracle of evolution.
All this machine does is swim and eat and make little sharks.
That'll do it for our list of our favorite antagonists. Now, we know we've missed a lot of villains, and we plan on doing a follow-up to this video, but something that I do want to know is what villains did we miss to you? What are your favorite film antagonists? Please feel free to comment below, and also we ask that you please like and share this video, subscribe to the Movie Nights channel, and click the bell so that you're notified every time a new video of ours comes out. And also I ask that you please follow us on Facebook at Movie Nights, and Instagram and Twitter at @nights_movie. Thank you.